Hello everyone and welcome to the daily analysis. It's the 4th of December and just looking at today's news, there was a lot of price action moves today. This was caused basically by the NFP the non-farm employment change, so affecting the US dollar, and also the PMI news as well. So there was a lot of volatility within US dollar, so there was a lot of big moves here. So with starting off first with GBPUSD, as we spoke about early on in the week, a very good position for GBPUSD would have been here at the start of the week if you did manage to hold on to that. Very good move there, reaching nearly 200 pips. But as we said yesterday, if you did miss that move, we would be waiting for the push to the upside. And if we've just got that here, so if you did manage to take on that big impulse move to the upside, it's only a little amount, but profit still profit. So roughly about 50 pips here. Moving on to Euro USD, we can see that we have slowed down afterwards here. So if we just extend this reversal zone, we can see we've pushed heavily up. And we're almost testing this zone now, so there is multiple wick rejections. You could take this trade to the upside. Just depends what's really going to happen. And something just to pay attention to on Friday is obviously the NFP. So normally there is a lot of choppy price action here, so it would have been better or ideal to get into a trade early on in the week so that you're in a more comfortable position as opposed to a more riskier position. But not to worry, I mean, there's not necessarily a big urge here to trade. I think it's better if you have missed out any of the trades now to just kind of call it a week. Personally, that's what I'm going to do now. Just leave off this week and come back Monday. Let the dust settle, especially after the NFP will cause a lot of misdirection, etc. So it just depends upon your style of trading. But as we can see here, what I'm talking about is that choppy price action where there's no clear move, it's just sideways moving. And this is what I'm really talking about, especially up and coming to the NFP week. So moving on to USDJPY, we can see we've bounced to our yellow reversal zone, and we're coming back up to test our upwards trend line here. As we can see, some rejection as well on our daily level here at 108.899. So nice psychological level as well. So we've seen some turnover here, but obviously this is we just need to wait for the Asian session to continue through and wake up and see what happens tomorrow. But ultimately, I'm hoping that this trend line stays strong and we can see some momentum to come back down to the downside. Obviously, it just depends upon the Friday NFP news, obviously, as that affects the US dollar. Moving on to gold, we can see that yesterday we reached our blue reversal zone, and early this morning we're tapping into it a bit more strongly. So if you did manage to sell off here, we could be in a good position here, but obviously there's risk involved, so it just depends what you're comfortable with. I mean, it's a 100 pip stop loss here, so depends how far you're willing to stretch your stop loss region. But if you're more specific and more conservative like I am, I would have waited for a better approach. So yeah, really just waiting for a better move here. And like I was saying earlier, I do believe that the NFP on Friday, that news will cause a lot of volatility. So preferably, I would like to come back to the market a bit more a relaxed pace as opposed to a bit more edge. Just like knowing the fact that US dollar could spike any moment after that NFP. So there is a lot of volatility there. That's why I am being a bit more reserved in the price action this week. But obviously, it just depends how you want to play it. So yeah, so that's all I can say for for today. With the market and in preparation for tomorrow. I don't believe there's too much, but there is the OPEC meeting, and that's really about it. There is some late night NSN New Zealand dollar news and Aussie dollar news as well. So expect some kind of ripsaw price action there, especially with the uh, Aussie dollar. That's at 12:30 tonight. But yeah, like I said before, just make sure you obviously understand your strategy, etc., and trade at your own risk. And that's all I can say for today. So, if you do benefit from any of our videos, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel to catch on to our daily videos that we are putting out. And hopefully they are of benefit to you. So, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.